Hey, what's up? I'm Admo if you're new here, and if you're returning, then you know what's good. Today, I want to talk about self-care. I talk a lot about productivity and fitness and pretty much just optimizing your potential as a general human being. But there's that saying that you can't pour from an empty cup, and self-care is something that sometimes a lot of us on our grind or on our mission don't take enough time out to do, to care for oneself. And it's something that I found myself lacking of late. Sometimes life gets a hold of you, things happen, sometimes they bring about a lot of stress, and it's really important to take time for you. Not only because generally it's a good and healthy thing to do, but it will ultimately help you in the long term anyway. So that's what I want to get into today. A lot of these things are quite simple, like none of these tips are book a flight to the Bahamas, although if you can, consider it. But yeah, let's just get into it. So the first thing on this list is decluttering. Now I know you're thinking, wait a minute, I'm trying to feel better, I'm not trying to do things I don't want to do. But decluttering can be, your physical environment can be so helpful in being able to center yourself. The other day, I decided that it was time to clear out my wardrobe. I am fed up of pulling everything out onto the floor to find the 5 items of clothes I wear. It's getting ridiculous. And so I was just like, I'm going to pack all this stuff up. I put it all into about 4 bin liners. I don't have any clothes left. So if you see me in the same things over and over again, that's what's going on. But I think a lot of us are caught up in consumerism and buying all the time. And a lot of the time we're not thinking about what we're buying or buying with intention. I'm constantly in the middle of, I want lots of options and like, I'm a cute babe, to, I want everything out. I want it all out. And it's leading to clutter. And I think the act of clearing your space so that you can grow and blossom is in itself an act of self-care. So that was something I did. But for you, it may be clothes, it may be just knickknacks you got around the house, it may be cleaning out your kitchen, whatever it is, so that your space is freed up for actual things that you want and that should be there, that help you feel good and better. So the next thing on this list is grocery shopping. And I know you're at this point like, no, this is actually a chore list. But the thing about going to the grocery shop or the supermarket, which I personally love, is when you go there with intentions, you've thought about what you actually want to purchase, what's actually going to enrich your life in terms of nourishment for your body or for items you need in the house, like cleaning stuff, whatever. It's just an all-round better trip again, like, right, you've gone there with intentions as opposed to picking up rubbish and 1, spending more than you should have, 2, probably picking up food that you shouldn't be consuming and that aren't great for you. But yeah, there's nothing like coming home and, you know, your fridge, your pantry, everything is stocked up with things that you know are going to make you feel good, healthy, and you feel like you have everything you need to lead a healthy life nutrition-wise. And like I said, just generally the basics of your home are together. And leading on from that then is taking the time out to cook or bake a meal that you are going to enjoy. And I have kind of like, I say 2 categories for this. Most of the time it's things that are delicious, but also highly nutritious. Like, you really want to be ensuring that you're packing your body with the things that it needs. That way it's going to function better. You're going to feel better in your mind and your body. And so the other day I made like a burger, but I made it with lettuce instead of a bread bun. I had like chicken breast in it, and then I added some plantain. I love it. I love fried plantain. You guys know, who's been on this channel for a while. It's like, I don't want to say the word, but it's like a highly addictive substance at this point for me. And that one didn't take long to make, but sometimes I spend a little bit more time, make a roast. Again, it's nutritious. It's good source of protein, and my little sweet potato with it. It feels good, right? And so take the time out to think about what you want to consume that is good for you and tastes good. Every so often though, I also like to do some baking, and I've been looking into recipes that are healthier as well, because even when I bake, I want it to be better for me. But sometimes I just want to make a banana bread. Like the other day I made a banana bread and it was actually delicious. And it's just the joy of the actual cooking itself and then consuming it. I know a lot of us are trying to always get to the end goal as well, but in taking care of yourself, it's about valuing every moment of your time, including the bit where you're trying to get to an end goal, right? So enjoy that journey of cooking and baking and whatever it is you're doing. The next point is exercise. I know. You're sick of me talking about lifting. You're sick of me talking about working out. But I can't actually talk about self-care and taking care of oneself, that's literally the same thing, just in reverse. Anyway, without talking about exercise, and you don't have to lift, you can do whatever it is you want. But that movement, that your body is designed to move, so giving it what it loves and what it needs and what it's designed to do is an act of self-care, especially when a lot of us are living very sedentary lives. We're not moving very much. And so it's become a point where actually moving is the act of self-care. And a little point I want to make is, if you're getting quite bored of what you're doing, try something new. Thinking intentionally about where you may be lacking in your fitness, again, is a form of self-care. So think about it. Maybe you lift all the time and you should consider getting into yoga. Or, maybe you're always doing intense cardio HIIT and you want to try something that's like walking in the park. Think about it, and but do give your body what it needs. My next point is about continuing to do things you love even when you're in a funk. So a lot of the time we get into funks and then we stop doing things we love that require any effort, which then makes us deeper into that funk because we're not even doing that thing that we loved doing before, and it just becomes a cycle. For example, I love doing YouTube. I love you guys' feedback in the comments when you guys express that it's been really useful or entertaining or really helpful. It really does mean a lot. But when I get into a funk, sometimes I just stop doing these things, and sometimes it's stress, sometimes it's other things, but I forget how much I enjoy doing it until I go and do it again. And I'm like, wait a minute, I actually love this. Like, I love recording. I love thinking of ideas I think are going to be helpful and then editing it. So don't stop doing those things. Try to make the effort to build them into your life as a continuous act of self-care. So my next point is about taking care of the external you. This is often something that's focused on in a lot of self-care videos, but it is important, right? Whether that be, taking a relaxing bath with some Epsom salts, or getting your hair done, or your nails done, or, taking the time out to exfoliate, whatever it is. And this is important for a number of reasons. I mean, it's important to make sure that your skin is being taken care of, your hair, and so forth. Not just for the glow, but, for general upkeep. But also, when you look good, whatever that means to you, it often can help you feel good, right? I don't think the two are decoupled, although I'm not saying it's the most important thing in life. I think taking the time out to cultivate the external that you want, whatever that means to you, is an act of self-care. So my next point is about meditation. Now, of course, in a discussion about self-care, it's important to do things that are explicitly targeting the state of your mental, your psyche. Meditation can take many different forms. For some people, it is that typical sitting down. When you think of meditation, you think of somebody with their legs crossed, doing up. But maybe that's for you. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a moving meditation like yoga. Maybe it's listening to a particular soundtrack that are designed for this. Potentially, it's even your place of worship. All of those can be a form of meditation. So do take the time out to be at one with yourself and your surroundings. My final thing is just sometimes you just want to light a candle, grab a glass of wine maybe, snuggle up on your sofa, and do something that doesn't involve all that much, like watching TV, watching YouTube, a film, reading a book, a fiction book that you're just getting enjoyment and fulfillment out of, not aiming for anything in particular. And that can just be great. I love those evenings. It's especially nice because it's coming into winter now, and doing cozy things like that can feel really good. And so yes, that's it. Those are some of my tips for self-care, some of the things that I'm trying to work on and implement in my life at the moment. And hopefully they encourage you to do something similar. Take care of you. We're always on the go, but you have to take that time out to focus on yourself and make sure that you're centered and grounded in the right place.